What is going on, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk about how you can kind of discover what diet is best for you and kind of why I don't choose a diet. And I'm going to do it right after this. What is going on? If you're new to this channel, my name is C-Dub and I lost 125 pounds eating just one meal a day, or OMAD. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I started this channel to hook you up with tips, tricks, knowledge, and ideas that I've learned along the way in my journey to help you out on your journey. And I'd like to welcome you into my subscribers, my weight loss warriors, the people that come in day and day out, click on my videos and watch this channel and help it grow so I can reach new people. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of this community. I appreciate it so much. And today's an important topic because we hear all the time, this diet's better or that diet's better. And we get forced all this eating style stuff, and you hear things from nutritionists and all kinds of different things, and it's always different information. And then you watch my channel and I say I don't diet at all, and then everybody's kind of like, what do I do moving forward? I understand this intermittent fasting thing that C-Dub's preaching, but I'm not quite sure about the eating style, or maybe you've never even heard of intermittent fasting and you just clicked on this video. Regardless of any of that stuff, I wanted to tackle the diet at its core and kind of give you guys an idea of what you can do to figure out what diet's best for you. And I want to say that because the thing is, each diet has its own benefits. And when you go into something and you say, all right, I'm going to go into this and I'm going to do keto, for example, you're really just throwing a dart at a wall, because keto may in fact be something that works amazing for you. You may start doing keto tomorrow, lose weight, feel good, enjoy the food, and feel like I have got a handle on my lifestyle now, and I got a handle on everything that's going on. And that can go for any diet, whether we're talking about vegan or carnivore or the list of diets to the end of time. Any one of them could make you feel amazing. So you could go through and you could switch and do, I'm going to try a week of keto, and then I'm going to try a week of carnivore, and I'm going to try a week of vegan, and I'm going to go through until I figure out what's right for me and what my body adjusts to, because there's so many different things that make us who we are, and each one of us are different. First of all, you have an eating palate that you've been developing since you were a baby that has certain tastes and certain flavors and certain things. Then you have a culture that you've also grown up in that has, an eating style and a way about it as well. And all of these things have developed you into what you are. Plus, I personally believe we each have a natural thing that helps our bodies and makes our bodies feel good too. So, you see people and they'll say, well, I switched to raw, vegan diet and I feel amazing. And then you'll have another person that says, I did it and I felt like I was literally going to die. And the same thing with carnivore. You hear people that are saying, man, all of my issues are gone away. And you hear other people that say, well, now I feel more aggressive and I don't feel quite right. And there's this weird balance of where each and every one of these goes. And some people feel good for a while on a diet and then they fall apart. So the bottom line is with all of that stuff, everybody's going to be different. So how do you figure out you? Well, like I said, you can throw, every diet in there and try it off for a week until you figure it out. But the bottom line is chances are none of them are going to fit you directly and your needs and what you want perfectly. So what do you do to figure that out? Well, what you do is you basically go on to a 72-hour-ish fast. So if you do 72 hours of not eating anything at all, then your body is going to sort of reset itself, and it's going to reset its taste palette to a degree, and it's going to reset the different things. And then you go in and introduce foods one at a time, and you see how those foods react with your body. So, you can go back in breaking your 72-hour fast with fruits and vegetables, and you can kind of go through, okay, I'm going to do a couple of days where I'm going to focus on, fruits and vegetables and see how I feel just eating, that kind of plant-based idea diet. And then if you're feeling okay and good, then you can introduce some chicken and then introduce some beef and some different things and see how you feel from there. And then you expand your horizons. Well, I just ate some beef and I don't feel right. So maybe beef isn't something that my body reacts well to. And so you just grow what you're doing one step at a time, and you focus on that one particular food so you know how your body is feeling with it. When you're eating the vegetables, that's kind of what you do, and when you switch to the meat, you kind of switch to there, and you can grow what it is you're doing, and you can kind of feel, okay, well, when I introduce a lot of carbs, this is how I feel, and when I'm introducing a lot of fats, this is how I feel. Because even if I tell you today that, okay, well, I believe that, carnivore is the way to go or keto is the way to go, you may react differently. And that's something a lot of people don't want to talk about. They want to talk about their diet as being the have all, say all, because it works well for them. But I'm telling you now that every diet has people that it works well for, but that doesn't mean it's going to work well for you. So if you provide yourself with kind of an elimination diet where you're taking foods and you're pushing all food aside and you're reintroducing them one at a time, you're going to be able to figure out, well, these foods I feel better with. And I also want to stress something else that a lot of people don't really understand when it comes to diet. And the word diet is a bad word. We should be using the word more of an eating style. But people think, okay, well, I really feel better when I'm eating a plant-based diet. That does not mean you have to declare yourself as a vegan, and it does not mean that you have to never eat meat. These are things that people just, I can't tell you, they get so labeled. And we feel like, oh my God, I'm keto because I'm eating in this low carb way. And if my macros don't match keto perfectly, then I'm doing something wrong. And that's just not, you couldn't be further from the truth. Maybe a similar to a keto diet, you really get into, but instead of keeping your carb content at one level, maybe it's a notch higher than the keto says that you should be able to do it. That's fine. Or if you like a meat-based kind of idea like carnivore, that doesn't mean you can't add in fruits and vegetables. And that doesn't mean that you can't have them if the majority of what you eat makes you feel better with meat. So putting a label, putting yourself in a box, I personally think isn't the most efficient way of handling your weight loss. Remember that any of these weight loss diets are going to be able to have, some weight loss success. If you cut carbohydrates out of your diet now, your weight is going to come down. And some of that is going to be from fat, but some of that is going to be from water. And the same thing based on any of the diets that we go through. So you're going to see results no matter what diet you do. The bottom line is, though, do you want results full time? And if you want results full time or for the long term, you're going to have to be able to do whatever you're doing consistently, day in and day out. It's the number one point of this show. If I could tattoo it across every single, video, I would. Consistency is going to be the ticket to win. So it really doesn't matter what you're going to do to lose weight on the short term. It matters what you're going to do in the long term. So figuring out what diet fits you, or again, eating lifestyle, is a good thing, but it should be personalized to you. And now that we've got all of that put aside, the reason that I choose not to diet is because I feel like whenever I take a certain thing and say, well, this is the way that I'm going to do it, then I'm really hardcore all about it for a long period of time. But I get frustrated at some point and I start to want something on the other side, or that is taboo to that diet. And once that happens, it's like a little bug that's in my brain, and it continues to fight me and fight me and fight me, and it'll grow and grow and grow. And eventually I can't ignore it anymore, and I slip, and then I beat myself up for slipping, and I feel bad about it, and then I end up blowing the whole diet, and then I'm like, well, I'll start again Monday, and then, that happened on a Tuesday, and then now I've got 6 weeks of doing it wrong, and then I feel bad about myself and not being able to adjust, and it becomes this vicious cycle where I can never get my footing back in on that diet. So I can say tomorrow, that I am going to have a certain eating lifestyle, and I can kind of go with it. But if I just go with whatever's happening that day and I don't think about it much, and I plan my meals out, or my wife plans on what she's going to cook for dinner, and we just sit down and we eat what we're going to eat, it turns out for me to work much better in the long term, because I'm not quote unquote restricting anything. And that does not mean that I'm going out and I'm grabbing ice cream every day of the week or something like that. What it does mean, though, is because I'm not telling myself I cannot not have ice cream, then that seed doesn't grow and make me go after the ice cream, if that makes sense. So I think that for me personally, putting a label on my diet is not something that is successful for me personally. But that doesn't mean that you don't fit into a diet umbrella. I would suggest, though, that you find out on your own and you put yourself in a situation where you know what foods make you feel better, and you can then elaborate on that and understand that just because a group of foods make you feel better and that work tremendously for you and you can do for the long term doesn't mean that everybody else has to feel the same way and has to fit into that bubble. I think ultimately, as long as you're eating less often and as long as you're putting in the time, you're going to have success and you're going to be a healthier individual, and it doesn't matter which umbrella you want to put over top of you. I hope that this was helpful. I know you're going to see a video popping up right here that's going to give you 10 benefits of eating one meal a day like I do. My face is right over there. If you have not clicked on that face, please do it. Subscribe to this channel. Help me grow. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Talk to you on the next one. Peace.